Tigers have left Saturday.
Jerry, let's take a look at the starting lineups right now. First of all, for Arizona, Reeves and Othick at the guards been playing very well recently. Rooks at the center and Mills and Womack at the forwards. This is an awfully good starting lineup, and just a couple of guys off the bench to help them. And let's take a look at Lute Olson, one of the leading coaches in the nation, probably in the last 4 years, ranks among the leaders in wins in the United States. Let's go over to the Arizona State Club, the Sun Devils, with their starting lineup. Faulkner and Bennett as the forwards. Ronaldson will be the center, and Collins and Smith, the two guards that we really anticipate having great games here tonight, will have to really turn it up. They're coached by Bill Frieder in his third year here at Arizona State, and one of the better coaches who's come into this league, coming off some successful years at the University of Michigan, trying to rebuild this program. Let's take a look at the game notes right now. You'll see Arizona, number 4 in the NCAA in win margin at 19 points. In fact, in their last 5 wins, they've averaged 31 points on their win margin, holding opponents to 40% field goal percentage. Arizona State shot 38% against the Cats in the first meeting, and Neal, 15 points and 8 rebounds in that last big win over Washington State on Sunday.
And the officials for today's game, Bob Garibaldi, Ron Amore, and Bobby Sidoff. Sellout crowd, Larry. First time, I've done basketball here probably for 15, 16 years. First time I've ever seen a sellout here at the Activity Center.
As I told you, they came to see us. They're not here to see these two teams play,
right?
right?
There was a time I thought they might see us, but not hear us.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So we're just about set to get started here. And the crowd is really going to have to be a factor in this game. Arizona, simply said, has been blowing people away.
I'll tell you what, when I look at the stats in their last 5 games, a winning margin of 31 points, it's astounding. Of course, their numbers are really impressive since Lute Olson's been at Arizona.
What they do better this year than they have in the past, they take care of the ball. They're getting very good guard play. This is a good basketball team.
Arizona State has their hands full. They're opening up in a man-to-man.
Womack coming off a 12-point game, not really known as a scorer, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Arizona's ball.
And it was blocked on the inside that time, and a terrific block by Mario Bennett. They're the guy they really count on inside to try to shut down this front court that Arizona has.
I think open for 3. And they'll get a second try. Chris Mills, who has done so much for this team this year. Reeves steps in, the leaner.
Got a few Arizona fans in here too, don't we?
I tell you what, they got a caravan. Very good basketball fans in Tucson. Of course, they've had a sellout there every game for the last 15 years.
Arizona also opens up man-to-man. Bennett with a nice cut. Reeves with a good steal.
Khalid Reeves, another player who's really settled in the last, actually toward the end of last year and all of this season.
Barry, you have a chance to watch these clubs play a lot during the year, but when you watch a guy like Reeves right here, he's going to strip the ball, go to the other end. He has as good an open court skill game as anybody in the country. He can really handle it and push it, as evidenced by this move right here.
Well, I'll tell you how much he can push it. Game against Stanford, 5 seconds left. And a one-point game, or a tie game rather, and Khalid Reeves took it length of the court, scored the leaner for the game winner at the buzzer.
Faulkner with a good steal in the corner. Arizona State with the ball back.
Faulkner, key player, I have to think, Larry, tonight.
Yeah, he's got to score, and has not been shooting well all year. Arizona in that man-to-man. Not a lot of pressure on the ball. Arizona State seems to be very patient. Look at Othick. Almost came up with it.
Collins, the penetration all the way to the basket. Couldn't get it to go, and Rooks rips the rebound.
There's the man Arizona State has to shut down, Chris Mills.
Few teams have been able to do that. Womack a little bit off balance with that shot. Comes down to the hands of Rooks, and Rooks is hammered as he went to the basket. I think they're going to get Faulkner for this.
You know, we talked about Sean Rooks' play on the inside, and he's a very dominating player. Watch him get the good inside position right here. Once he gets it there, you can't stop him. You're going to foul him, or he's going to take it back up and stick it.
And Rooks a pretty good free throw shooter also. Rooks is the whole package offensively.
Interesting note, this Arizona team only travels 9 players. That's all they have on their squad now.
Talladega down 9 deep. Their 9th player is arguably the best high school player to come out of the state of California last year, freshman Ray O's. So they don't drop off a lot, 1 to 9. Bennett underneath, good position that time.
Good lob pass, too. Collins doing a nice job on Othick. Arizona State really has picked up that defense. Tremendous pressure on the guards.
Pressure to the move to the basket by Reeves. Now get a second chance. Wildcats have had a lot of second chances. Rejection by Bennett. And they're going to get a foul before. I think they're going to say it's before the shot, too.
Ronaldson? Yeah, they got him on the block. You know, Barry, it's that time of year when there are a lot of upsets going on. In fact, if you look at the top of the Big 8 the other night, boy, a lot of teams got nailed. I think right now there are a lot of clubs at the top of their conferences. Everybody's getting a second shot at. Arizona's got to be very careful. This is a club that, obviously, with this rivalry, would love to get them.
They got Mills on a foul. I think it's imperative for Arizona State to stay close early in this game. Keep the crowd in it. Steven Smith. Othick the rebound. Chris Mills at the other end. And a second try. Oh, Womack has it knocked out of his hands by Bennett. Bennett making a lot of noise in the Pac-10 conference over the last few weeks.
Question I was going to ask you, I would suppose he's probably one of the leading candidates for freshman of the year in this league because his numbers have improved almost each game.
I think he is, and we can make a case for a guy that we're going to see a little bit later in this game for Arizona, too. Too hard off the glass by Rooks, but Womack gets it back, and he misses it. A foul is going to be called on Ronaldson. Damon Stoudemire, even though he comes off the bench for Arizona, also a guy who has to be considered as freshman of the year, and is a pretty nice player up at Washington by the name of Pope.
We played just a little under 3 minutes of basketball right now, and Rooks has been the guy who's really gone inside and done the work. Right here you see Womack go back up with the basketball, but he and Rooks, ooh, Mills got it in the chops. He got the ball right in the teeth. That hurts.
Khalid Reeves behind a double screen. Arizona way off the mark shooting early in this game. Womack on the offensive boards has it rejected by Neal. Or Bennett is third. Nice look by Collins underneath to Bennett. Count the basket. He'll go to the line. Bennett doing it at both ends.
Well, let's go back and take a look at this outstanding freshman. As I said, his numbers continue to get better and better and better. Look at the good pass by Collins in there. That's what you do when you're a big guy. Don't hesitate. Just take the ball and go strong. Look at Collins with a nice bounce pass. Well, that was a nice look inside.
And Bennett will go to the free throw line. Well, Larry, we mentioned Arizona not shooting it very well. That's an understatement.
1 for 10. Oh. Arizona State gets the ball back.
Bennett again with great position.
And another good pass by Lynn Collins. Do we have the makings of one here?
Going that way right now. Bennett with all 6 Arizona State points. A lot of positioning going on just to take control of this basketball game early.
Go back and watch Mario Bennett again down on the inside. Collins delivers the pass. Bennett's right there to stick it in. Hey, I think I could shoot well from that position.
Yeah, that's true. Great quickness though for Bennett.
Yeah, he's very good. Very quick to the basket. And 3 blocks already. Arizona's trying to run that half-court offense right now. Arizona State, the first couple of minutes of this first half, doing a good job with their defense.
Mills in the lane.
Tough to stop him one-on-one. You've got to get help.
Buckner for 3. Bennett over the top. Also over the top of Womack. Now they're going to get Womack underneath. I thought they were going to get Bennett coming down on top of Womack, but they got Womack for the low bridge.
Doesn't appear any too happy about the call either.
Womack picking up his second rather quick foul, and that will bring Stokes into the ball game now for Lute Olson. And Womack will sit, so he gets a little more size, but he gives up a little bit of quickness. And Stokes is going to have his hands full with Bennett. Stokes playing on a bad hamstring, has been since December.
He also understands he's going to have an injection after the basketball game, an anti-inflammatory drug to help that. And he may not be playing this weekend against Temple.
Is that legal in Arizona? Can you run butazolidine?
You can do it with two-legged guys, but no, it's four-legged ones.
Faulkner, the jumper. Mills from 3.
Oh, what a tough shot. Probably got a little whooping from the Arizona State bench over there, too, when he let that one go.
Collins all the way, end-to-end. Bennett the follow, big time.
What they put in his breakfast cereal?
I don't know, but I want some.
Whoa.
8 for Bennett. Good defensive play, and Bennett controls it. Baseball pass to Neal. Somebody fell asleep on the wild pass. And they're going to get Womack back in the game as Stokes got beaten in defensive transition.
As did Rooks. Both of them had their back turned, and Neal just jammed it.
And the crowd, to say they're in the game is to make an understatement. Stokes too hard, Mills, or rather, Rooks too hard, and Stokes' follow is also too hard. And their shooting is woeful at the moment.
And Arizona State does not, and these are two clubs. Arizona came into this game shooting 51%. Arizona State, 43. Nice backdoor cut. He beat Othing. Oh, did he beat him?
And that is bread and butter stuff right there. That's as vanilla as basketball gets.
We call it basic. Good move.
Tough shot.
Arizona
still having problems.
3 of 14, 21%.
And Rooks will go to the line. Neal's a big body, too, who is just now getting back into form. You can still see him kind of favoring an ankle that he injured earlier this year. In fact, he injured it against Arizona. Fontana comes into the ball game for Bill Frieder. And Matt Othlick will leave. As you mentioned, he got burned on that little give and go. And Damon Stoudemire, who we talked about a few moments ago, comes into the ball game as a steadying influence for Lute Olson.
Arizona's struggling from the charity stripe, too. Nothing going well tonight.
Yeah, Rooks has been bageled. 0 for 3. And now 1 for 4, and we got a timeout. I'm sure this is a timeout that couldn't come fast enough for Lute Olson. 14-8, Arizona State. We'll be back.
Some days you just can't lose. Wanna live, wanna spread the news. Some days you feel so good. Got a smile, got a knock on wood.
A great day calls for a great beer. The Michelob beers, with its smooth, classic taste you don't find every day.
Michelob, some days. Michelob, some days. Michelob, some days are better than others.
There is a gasoline that is clearly advanced. A gasoline that will give you the highest level of engine cleaning for high performance. A gasoline formulated to clean fuel injectors and intake valves. Who has this gasoline? You know who. Phase 4 gasoline from Exxon. For cleaner engines and high performance.
At Cameron Indoor Stadium, Maryland had crept close thanks to the wizard, Walt Williams. Steps in, anticipates, makes the steal, and then the finish at the other end. But minutes after that, Williams fouled out. He leaves with 26 points. Meanwhile, Christian Laettner has 28. Duke has pulled away. They lead by 9. Back to Barry and Larry in Tempe.
All right, thanks very much, Chris. 6-point game here for Arizona State. Interesting sequence at the other end, Larry.
Yeah, watch this again. Now watch the back cut right. Look, Othick. See, he come up right there. Now there's the backdoor move. But watch the left side. Ed Stokes down underneath on the block, sees it coming, and doesn't go and help. Got to get there to help your teammates.
So Arizona State doing it all right at the moment. And they lead it by 6. Arizona doing everything wrong, to tell you the truth. Shooting woefully.
Arizona State really taking care of the basketball. Look at Faulkner getting Smith in position, getting their offense set. They shouldn't be in any hurry tonight.
Phil Fruita likes to play half court, especially when he gets the lead. He does it more on the road than he does here. Smith behind a screen for 3, it won't go. And Mills the rebound. Actually, Bill Fruita very comfortable playing games in the 50s, low 60s. Damon Stoudemire to the basket. Check it was Reeves.
Well, Reeves hit that baseline. I thought he was going to have to kick the ball back out and got it up. And it.
Reeves with 4. And with it all, it is still a 4-point game.
Arizona State really needs to maintain what they've been doing here in the first couple of minutes. They have periods during a basketball game, and I've talked to the Arizona State people about this, where they just lose it, and they lose their concentration.
Neal taking it to the basket. In fact, you and I are both kind of horse racing aficionados, if you pardon the expression. But Arizona State, to use the horse racing parlance, they're really speed horses. They love to get out of the blocks and really go quickly, but they got one run. Bennett steps in front and finished pretty nicely.
Boy, is that freshman pumped tonight or what? He is ready to play.
What Arizona State has done, just to belabor that point, is they have wilted in the stretch.
And Bennett's our best 2-year-old, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Stoudemire, the jumper.
Nice move by Stoudemire. Bennett 5 out of 5 field goals. 3 of them been dunks.
Plus a couple of steals and 3 rejections. Not bad.
Good cut.
Good look again from Smith to Neal, who drew the foul.
If you're going to run that man-to-man defense, you got to make sure you cover on the backside. That was a terrific cut down in there, and Smith delivered the ball.
We mentioned at the beginning of this program that Arizona State had to get good play out of the backcourt, and they certainly have so far. And now Smith will leave. Collins will come back.
Tell you, the guy they've got to shut down is Bennett. Arizona does. Otherwise, he's going to have a career day. Let them get away out of Texas, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. That's right. Been a lot of kids getting out of Texas and coming west in the last couple of years.
I love the nickname of Lester Neal, the Warrior. I like it. Isn't that a wonderful nickname?
This team is loaded with nicknames. We were talking about Stephen Smith, and it's interesting. Everybody in these parts calls him Headache. Now, that's interesting enough. In fact, he himself refers to himself as Headache. He won't even answer to the name Stephen. But the interesting thing about Headache is that it's spelled H-E-D-A-K-E. And his mom gave him the nickname, and the reason she spelled it that way is that she wanted him to have a personalized license plate when he grew up, and Headache spelled the regular way wouldn't fit on a license plate.
Great block inside by Neal against Mills.
Collins, the penetration, had no place to go. Here come the Wildcats, 3-on-3, and a reach-in foul from Fontana. Not a bad foul.
Now they had the number 3-on-2.
And now 17 fouls, so we'll be shooting from here on out at the Arizona end.
17 fouls.
David Stoudemire will go to the free throw line, and Deron Johnson will come into the ball game, and Mills will leave. And to take that horse racing parallel again, Johnson's a thoroughbred. He can run the floor.
So he's a very quick perimeter player. Got a good outside touch. Good shooter.
Number 25, Kenny Kalisko.
It's interesting that Lute Olson was talking about the fact that Deron Johnson earlier in his career was so concerned with getting into the transition that he didn't rebound. And Lute finally convinced him that he is quick enough that he can rebound and still get back on transition. Stoudemire converts it. We got a timeout. Look at the scoreboard. Arizona State 18, Arizona 14. More to come from Tempe right after this.
If I want to keep playing baseball, I'm going to have to keep working. There's no off-season anymore. And when I get sore, I take Advil. To last, you stick with what works.
Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. What do you want with your fries?
The one-of-a-kind taste of McDonald's Big Mac or the Big Beefy Quarter Pounder with cheese. Either way, in the McDonald's Extra Value Meal, you always get an order of world-famous fries and a Coke Classic. But you got to pick the burger.
Dominique, the lane was yours. How'd you get inside?
Hey, what can I say?
Dominique, what do you want with your fries?
Hey, now there's a question.
What you want is what you get.
The Extra Value Meal.
At McDonald's.
What do you want with your fries?
For years, you've depended on State Farm to insure your home. But did you know you can also depend on us to provide financial security for those you love? State Farm. We sell life insurance.
Some days you just can't lose. Wanna live, wanna spread the news. Some days you feel so good. Gotta smile, gotta knock on wood.
A great day calls for a great beer. The Michelob beers, with its smooth, classic taste you don't find every day.
Michelob some days, Michelob some days, Michelob some days are better than others.
Potential huge upset brewing at Duke. Remember, Duke was up 10? Well, Kevin McClinton cuts the lead to 1 here. They've done all this with Walt Williams on the bench, fouled out. Now, with 1.5 minutes to go, Duke has a 1-point lead, but it's Maryland's ball. Stay tuned.
Big-time comeback.
Oh, that would be a big upset.
18-14 here. Arizona State leading it by 4. A reminder, the America's Cup 92, the 28th defense of the most coveted award in the sport of yachting. Friday, February 21st. 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Pacific Time, the Defender Selection Series Round 2. And we'll, of course, have an update on everything that's going on down in San Diego. It'll be going on for a long time. Kalisko in the ball game now, another freshman for Bill Frieder.
And again, that half-court offense, very patient. Looking, probing, cutting, screening.
Neal with Brooks in his face.
Got to do something now.
Cut him off the baseline nicely, and Collins still got it down.
The perfect offense. 43 seconds of passing and cutting, and last 2 seconds of offense.
Well, as badly as Arizona is shooting it, look at Arizona State. And another fine defensive play by Neal.
10 out of 15. Long pass, and Bennett lost it. That time, Arizona got back. Stokes was ready. Sometimes you can get it cheaper. You know, you get out and get behind the glove. They're not alert. Arizona State with a little pressure now.
Deron Johnson finally gets it across the timeline. Now they get it in the hands of Stoudemire. Just a freshman, but according to Lute Olson, a kid that's really wise beyond his years. Othick now moves to the 2 guard. Here's Stoudemire open for 3. A little short. Gets it back. Stepped in front. Tried to give it up to the big man underneath. Johnson somehow wound up with the ball and made the basket.
Montana did not block out Stoudemire, and that allowed him to get to his own shot.
Well, Arizona started the game 1 of 10. They're now 6 of 19, so they made 5 of their last 9, and they're within 4.
Collins wants to dump to Neal. Pretty tough to take on Rooks when you're 6 inches smaller, you know.
Collins behind the screen for 3. Collins pumped.
Just one of those boxers, you know, he just delivered a good punch. He's bouncing up and down, got his hands bobbing. Arizona State still in that man-to-man. Arizona wants to go to the 2 big guys.
They got it down low. Nice defensive play by Kalisko underneath, but the second try is up and good. And it was Deron Johnson again.
Tough to contest that double low post like that when they station those 2 guys on either side of the lane.
Bennett out front and sticks the 3. He is doing it all. I was about to say Arizona would give him that shot all night long, and I think they probably would have coming into this game. 6 of 6 and 13 points for Bennett to go with the 3 blocks. Rook's too hard. Rook's having all kinds of problems. And it might just be Bennett's quickness that's giving Rooks the problem. Could very well be. Rooks 0 for 4.
He wants it again. Look at it. He feels it. Well, sometimes you get, as a player, you get into a zone and you just know it's going to go in. They're going to let Neal take that shot outside. Nice cut inside. You going to try to take him?
Stokes did the right thing.
Stand your ground. You got 6 inches on the guy, make him come to you.
Matt Othick for 3. And that'll get you back in a hurry.
That's the one thing that young man can do. He can shoot that 3.
And a new school record. That's how well he shoots the 3. Matt Othick now the school career leader in 3-point field goals. 164 threes. He was tied with his best friend, incidentally, Matt Muehlbach, for first place just before that one. And I'm sure Matt's the happiest guy in the world for it. Stoudemire at the other end. No. Bennett was there. They're going to give it to Arizona, however. Stoudemire got in the air, and I'm sure his thought was, uh-oh.
Johnson with a good steal right here. Stoudemire picking the ball up, looking. He sees Bennett. I'm not sure why he challenged him. I would have pulled up at the free throw line and dropped it off.
We got a timeout. 7:24 left first half, and the Sun Devils continue in front by 5. We'll be back.
Compared to a Ford Ranger, the Dodge Dakota Southern Edition has the advantage in size, power, and available payload. Now, cashback and package savings mean total savings of up to $37.64, making Dakota the obvious choice during the Dodge Dare to Compare Challenge. See your Dodge dealer today and compare.
Northwest Georgia has been in the dark all too long. Issues and events that shape our community are far too important to go without television coverage. Starting in February, all that will change.
And we are underway.
Showtime pump. There's a 3 again. He hits.
Get a TO, baby. Oh, it's over, baby!
A furious finish at Duke. You see the score. Maryland by 1 point. Leitner will get the ball inside. He misses. But Antonio Lang with the follow. Duke up 1. Then Maryland comes down after a timeout. And Kevin McClinton, brilliant all game long, but he forced it against Davis right there. He missed it after a free throw. Duke has the ball and a 2-point lead.
Drama in Maryland and Duke, and a little bit of high drama right here too, Larry.
It's February. It's supposed to be like that.
So Arizona will inbound the ball following the rejection, I should say, by Bennett. Reeves for 3, it won't go. And here come the Devils. 3 on 2 if they hurry. Faulkner in the lane.
Oh, what a poor shot. And he had an easy one. I mean, right in front of the basket.
It's been that kind of year for Jamal Faulkner. Othick at the other end right now for 3, and Faulkner clears.
Good rebound by Faulkner. Collins done a terrific job of handling that basketball. I can see why he's number 2 in the Pac-10 in assists. Great handler of the ball.
Ronaldson out of Australia. Remember the Australian national team down low to Neal for the basket.
See, the difference that time was Neal had somebody his size inside he could post up. He didn't have Rooks or Stokes standing behind him. Took advantage of it.
Neal doing a nice job on the defensive end, too. He forced Mills outside, and Mills missed badly.
Well, these dudes really get on him, don't they? That's going to be a hold.
Going to get to Ron Johnson. There is the game that Chris Fowler was just telling us about. 2-point win for Duke. Nice comeback from Maryland, only to come up short.
I still think they're the best team in the country.
They're tough.
Person for person, it's so very tough to beat them. They have so many weapons.
Neal comes out, and he gave Bill Frieder some very good minutes.
The Warriors going to lay a shield down just for a little while. They'll be back.
When you look at the talent on this Arizona State team, it's hard to really see how they could be 14-9, and they've had some bad losses.
It's always nice when you play at home, though. You know, basking in your own sun. Oh, what a
I'm not
terrible
quite sure what that was, but it came down into the hands of Rooks.
Almost cracked the glass.
Devin Smith, headache, won't go.
Now Arizona State's not pounding that glass like they were early on. Arizona not giving them any second shots. They had that basket surrounded.
Arizona still looking to get it low to Rooks, and they do, and this time Rooks with a right hand off the glass.
Starting to feel the momentum switch a little bit, starting to move in the other direction.
Well, the last time these two teams played, we talked about the fact that it was a 37-point game, but it was a fairly close game for quite a while, and then Arizona ran on a 33-6 run. Collins with a basket, and he's asking for a little crowd help. Here's Reeves at the other end, beat everybody.
That time Arizona State went to sleep. Boy, it's Reeves quick down the floor.
Oh, he has really come into his own since the end of last season. The adjustment to Tucson, really a different way of life from New York, needless to say. Here's a turnover and a very errant pass. Othick challenges Ronaldson and gets it.
Oh, nice move. See the body protection with the ball that time? Arizona right back in it.
I think it's a tough little bugger. I've said that for years about him, but he looks like Bambi and plays like Gargantua.
If Arizona State has not used up some of that adrenaline that they had that first 6 minutes of the game, they're not playing with nearly as much intensity as they were early.
No, this is a real gut check for them. Ronaldson, who likes to shoot it out there, misses. And here come the Wildcats with a chance to take the lead for the first time. Tried the little give and go, and Mills got it up and in. Arizona actually did lead. George Hill making a flyer out of me here. 2-0 they led, and now they lead by 1, 31-30.
Well, Mills doing a nice job on Faulkner. They've really shut him down in the first half. Let Collins handle the ball. Let him penetrate. Let him find the open guys. Or take the shot.
Cut off at the pass that time, and he forced the shot. Of course, he forced it once before from there and made it. Mills threw it away. Might have thought Reeves was going to cut to the basket back door that time. Little miscommunication on the part of Arizona. They lead it by 1. It's 31 Wildcats, 30 Sun Devils, and we'll be back to Tempe after this.
Magic Moments, presented by Dodge. In 1989, Illinois and Indiana squared off in one of the most unbelievable finishes in college basketball. With 2 seconds to play, Indiana tied the score on a Jay Edwards jump shot. Following an Illinois timeout and instructions from Coach Lou Henson, Nick Anderson took the pass from out of bounds and in one miraculous motion turned to the hoop and sank a 30-footer to give the Fighting Illini a victory and a magic moment.
Quote, a mid-size Dodge Dakota with a new optional 230-horsepower Magnum V8 outpowers, outhauls, and just plain outpulls even full-size 5-liter V8s from Ford and Chevy. Unquote. Dodge, the most powerful line of trucks anywhere.
Get up to $2,000 cash back on select trucks during the Dodge Dare to Compare Challenge.
If your VCR is a pain to program, then get rid of it and get the one from RCA with VCR Plus built in. to record a show, just look for the VCR Plus code in your TV listing. Then punch it in. It's as simple as that. So if you had it with your old VCR, get rid of it. And get the new one from RCA with VCR Plus built in.
Buy an RCA VCR with VCR Plus and get 6 months of TV guide and 3 videotapes.
We showed you Duke's win. Another wild finish at Cincinnati. DePaul by 2, closing seconds. Nick Van Exel stripped. The save for the Blue Demons. Stephen Howard comes up with the ball, and DePaul runs out the clock and beats Cincinnati. Bob Huggins, the Bearcats coach, goes absolutely nuts, but DePaul takes over first in the Great Midwest. Back to Barry and Larry.
All right, thank you, Chris. 1-point game here, 31-30. Arizona with only its second lead of the ballgame, and right now they're on a bit of a roll, Larry.
Arizona on a 10-2 run.
And outboarding Arizona State, doubling Arizona State on the boards.
I'll bet you we go back and check those 11 rebounds Arizona State got were all in the first 7 minutes.
Stephen Smith, he's had nothing but shooting problems. No points, 0 for 3 from the field for Headache.
Arizona State really has not attacked Arizona's defense in the last couple of minutes.
Faulkner the jumper. It just has been that in microcosm is Jamal Faulkner's year. In and out. I think the penetration drew the foul. Gonna get Collins. He is second. A reminder that coming up at halftime, Chris Fowler and Billy Raftery. Number 1, Duke, and boy, did they struggle. We'll have our hidden gem. Eddie Sutton, tough break for him. Tough break, to say the least, but he is recouping, and we'll have the latest on the Oklahoma State coach in the midst of a great season. Raft in the studios on Monday nights now.
Yeah, the Northern Governor is going to draw something up tonight. You know that. I mean, it's going to be there.
I like him behind the desk.
Oh, he's terrific. All that snow on the top of the head there.
Good thing for Raft, you know, is that he used to buy suits with 2 pair of pants. Now he buys them with no pants and 3 jackets.
Well, Neal has got a wide open shot if he wants it. I think maybe he walked.
Missed the shot. Loose ball comes down to Offen.
Stokes didn't even challenge him. He was within 8 feet of the basket.
Reeves, jump stop, pulls up. Won't go. Neal a rebound, Mills the reach-in foul.
Only the 6th team foul for Arizona, so they're still not shooting free throws.
Fontana comes back for Arizona State. Stoudemire comes back for Arizona. Smith leaves for the Sun Devils, and Matt Othick leaves for the Cats.
Barry, that's 2 consecutive trips now that Arizona's had a chance to push that lead. Once they got it, haven't been able to extend it. Arizona State is now a chance to get back in this basketball game and get the lead before halftime. At least they've got a little bit of time left. Seems to want to step forward for Arizona State. Bennett was doing it early, but nobody else wants to seem to assume the role right now to score.
And they got a lot of people who can shoot the basketball. It's just they just had a kind of year that coaches, I think, just have dreams about the kind of dreams they don't want. Smith rejected by Stokes. It'll be out of bounds to Arizona. Off Faulkner.
Good defense that time by Arizona. They seem to be content to let Arizona State just run their offense and wait for that final 10 seconds, then come up with a defensive gem.
Stokes, the fall away won't go. Rebound Neal.
And again, the 3rd trip that Arizona was not able to extend that lead.
Yeah, both teams have gone dry here.
Neal going to take Stokes. He's going to try.
Got fouled, but hit him on the body.
Yeah, oftentimes you hear about the war being won in the trenches. Wars in basketball are won underneath on the baseline right here. Good move by Neal to draw the foul. Now he's going to walk to the line and make the free throws, and he's not been very adept at that.
No, the whole team hasn't been very adept at it, as a matter of fact. But he got that one.
He's really been battling a sprained ankle. In fact, he got it in the Arizona game. In fact, had to sit out 3 games, and the other 2 he played in was not very effective.
1 out of 2, but they're going to have another chance. Stephen Smith for 3. Count it.
Almost could see it from the release.
Reeves the lob at the other end, and Stokes missed the jam. And now a 4-on-1, 5-on-1. The lob to Neal, and he has enough time to come down with it and go back up.
Barry, what a finish to the first half. What a finish.
Neal has really been a factor. He's got 9 points in the ball game, and he's really contributed at both ends.
He stepped up. He was the guy that stepped up.
Arizona play for the last shot.
Coaching staff over at Arizona State, Bill Frieder and his entire staff saying, get back in. We want a 2-3 zone. Make them beat us from the outside.
And Reeves will penetrate. Put it up too hard. And Bennett with a rebound. Length of the court. And it would have been poetic justice if that went down. We come to the end of the first half, and an excellent first half for that man and his basketball team. They hit a little soft spot for a while, but to their credit, they came back. And they lead at halftime by 5, 36-31. To the studio now at Chris Fowler. Chris?
Thanks, Barry. You don't see folks in Tempe rocking and rolling like that. Their team upsetting the Wildcats at halftime. They have a 5-point lead. We're coming back with highlights. Duke in a thriller. DePaul in a thriller. Bill Rathbury will join me, and he'll reveal this week's hidden gem. A lot to talk about at halftime. Stay with us.
Retail stores nationwide.
Maybe it's the night of wild finishes. In the great Midwest, the Billikens are winless this year in the conference, but closing seconds against Memphis State. Anthony Hardaway, the great player for the Tigers, will bring the ball down. Misses the shot. David Bowman, the tip in. Memphis State wins right, wrong, wipe it out. Offensive basket interference. We go to overtime. The Tigers have a 70-68 lead. The Billikens trying to win that first game of the conference. One of many great finishes tonight. We'll see if we have another great finish in Tempe. We're going back out to Barry and Larry, where the Sun Devils have a 5-point lead with 20 minutes to go.
All right, thanks very much, Chris. So it is 36-31 Arizona State. It was a half, Larry, with a lot of ebb and flow, but there's no question the guy who really pulled the trigger for Arizona State in the first half is Mario Bennett.
He was indeed, and it was Collins getting the basketball in the right position. Watch this excellent move down the middle and the follow right here by Bennett. That was early with the jam right there. Good follow. Then you come back again. Now watch the ball movement by Arizona State. Look at the long pass and the catch by Neal. Caught Arizona napping. Both Stokes and Rooks watched him dunk it. Othick comes back and makes a good play for Arizona on a bad pass by Bennett as he steals the ball. Now watch him protect it on the layup. Look at this. Right across the body. Turn, keep your body between the man and the ball and lay it off the glass. That's an excellent play.
Take a look at the numbers at the end of the first half. Arizona shooting it as poorly as they have all year. Their lowest shooting percentage all year, 41% against Arkansas. Arizona State, conversely, shooting it as well as they have all year. Neither team has shot it very well at the free throw line. One change in the lineup to start the second half. Neal will start for Ronaldson. Neal with a very good line in the first half. He had 9 points. He had 4 boards, 2 assists, and 2 rejections. Not bad.
Now, Arizona's going to go to a little bit of a matchup zone now to see if Arizona State can beat them from the outside. They certainly hurt them on the inside.
And one final note of the first half. Arizona, after taking the lead by a point, went 3:58 without another basket. Without another point, for that matter. They trail by 5. Arizona State finished the half on a 6-0 run.
Good thing about a shot.
Smith. Oh, first basket.
What a start. What a finish. What a start. Is he hot? Oh, what a night he's having.
He started out 0 for 3, remember.
Arizona State man-to-man. Arizona looks inside, and again, Bennett slaps it away.
It's an excellent play. Womack was calling for the ball. Othick delivered it, and Womack just stepped in front. Or rather, Bennett just stepped in front.
Arizona State does a good job on post defense. They really deny that basketball down in there.
Mills over Faulkner. Short. Mills got away with a push-off. And here come the Devils.
That's a good move. Give it up. He was getting in real trouble. Bennett was. Now Arizona switched defenses again. They've gone man-to-man. Guess they didn't like that three-point shot against their zone.
That'll get you out of it in a hurry, won't it? Faulkner drew a crowd and lost the ball.
See, he took it into traffic, Barry, and that was a bad decision. 5 Arizona players around him, and he had nowhere to deliver the basketball.
Only the 6th turnover, though, for Arizona State. They're taking care of the ball better than they have. Reeves draws the foul on Smith.
I'll tell you what, that was a great first half as far as errors, because Arizona only had 6 turnovers. Arizona State had 5. Kind of game you like to see. Well played. Just Arizona didn't shoot the ball very well.
And I think you can credit Arizona State's defense with that. As you said, their low post defense has been very good. Othick got in there, give it up to Rooks to the basket, drew the foul.
Well, Rooks is really upset with himself. You know, there he is, the big, strong guy on the inside, the 7-footer with the ability to take the ball to the basket and get it in, and he has not been able to get those shots to drop for him tonight. He had one right there, even though he got fouled.
And only 1 of 4 at the free throw line, and that, too, uncharacteristic of Sean Rooks. Not that he's a brilliant free throw shooter, but he shoots it at 65%.
This Arizona State student body's been standing since they threw up the first ball in the first half.
And it's a 6-point Arizona State lead. Now, we mentioned Arizona State this year has been a team with 1 run. And they must keep it going for 40 minutes here.
I think that's been their biggest problem all year, is that they just fall down. That lack of intensity, it disappears for like 4 to 6 minutes.
Well, they gave away a 17-point lead over the weekend to Washington State. They wound up winning the game by 1. Against Washington, they had the game in hand. Faulkner misses a shot. And Othick runs down the long rebound. They had the game in hand against Washington, and Washington ran off an 11-1 run. Here's Rooks to the basket. Put it on the floor nicely.
Yeah, he did. It was a nice move. Everybody in the building, except the Arizona fans, want to walk, but no, he didn't.
Sean Rooks with 9 points, and I'm sure he would be the first to tell you that he could have had a lot more.
Arizona State again, screening away, trying to find an opening. They'll run that clock down.
And Smith for 3 too hard. Bennett gets it back underneath and has it swatted away from behind. I believe it was Rooks. And he not only swatted it away, but he swatted it off of Bennett.
Well, that was a terrific block from the backside. Bennett starting out the second half much like he did the first half, trying to get to the inside. Good, strong rebounder, good catch. Now watch him go back up. Oh, that was a great block from the backside without committing a foul.
Rooks down low. He gets it down there. He's a problem, but he missed the shot. And again, I just think it's Bennett's presence.
They keep trying to go to him.
Reeves misses, and another try. They get Mills underneath, and he misses. 3 tries, they come up empty, and now they're going to have a foul on Faulkner. Well, Memphis State, St. Louis now in overtime, tied at 73. Oregon State ahead of Washington State. Wheels have come off the Cougars lately. Utah and BYU tied at 53. Hey, Rick Majerus doing a great job up there without his biggest guns.
You know, we talked about the rebounding in the first half and the fact that Arizona had 26 rebounds, 13 of them offensive. They just added to that total right then, simply because they're missing so many inside. They're getting them back, sticking them back, and they won't drop.
Mills with all kinds of problems. How many chances did Arizona have that time down?
Well, they missed 3 inside shots and the free throws. Well, sometimes for just an inexplicable reason, you can't get the ball to go through that net. You can run the perfect play, get the perfect shot off, and it just won't go down.
Bill Frieder really wants to play this half-court game now. And they do it pretty well. Bennett, jump stop, pulls up. His first miss off of Arizona.
Why did Mills interfere with Rooks? Rooks had the ball in his hands, and Mills comes from the backside and slaps it away from him. What's the move by Bennett? Here's the jump stop right here. It goes up, Rooks with a little flop. Now look. No, it was Rooks that slapped it away from him.
Uncharacteristic. 15:55 remaining in the ball game, and the Sun Devils continue to lead it by 4. We'll be back.
When you play the game and you're looking good, there's a Bud Light way and it's understood.
If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never let you down.
You can taste it, feel it, know you got it right. There's everything else. It's just a light. Just a light. Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. Just a light. Everything else is just a light.
Now here's something the man of the family can appreciate. The Sonata V6. It's so well built and worry-free. It comes with free service and maintenance in addition to the regular warranty. So about all you pay for is gas. That way, a guy can just take off, let the V6 rip, leave it all, be free, and be back in 52 minutes. The 92 Sonata, the big sedan from Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai.
A mistake was made. Okay, we forgot. We overlooked it.
Say you need something sent overnight. There are a few companies you can call. But say you need it Saturday morning, guaranteed. There are 2. But only one is so efficient.
Bobby, just give me a couple of minutes.
They get it there on time for far less, which is why to some, there is only one. UPS.
2 minutes, Gary. Yeah, you right.
This one.
Yeah, let's go get him on. Baby, let's go.
Got a pretty good double dip coming up next Thursday. North Carolina and Florida State in the ACC. Florida State, remember, beat Carolina at the Dean Dome the first time around. Now they get them at home, and then we'll be at UCLA for USC and UCLA. A rematch of that game, which saw USC win the first time.
Neal got away with a push-off on Rooks that time. Collins going to take it in. Steps in.
Tried to give it up to Bennett. Cutting on a baseline. Went off Bennett's hands.
You know what it is? Bennett needs to get his hands up. Had him down by his side. If he's got his hands up, he catches the ball and he's into the basket with it. Great lesson for you young players. Keep those hands lively. Keep them up. Ready to catch the ball.
Bennett steps in front. Look out here, folks.
I think Mario's just decided to play the first 8 minutes of each half.
That's right. He's pacing himself. He has 15. And the Sun Devils continue to lead now by 6 off the hand of Womack. Out of bounds to the Devils.
In the first half, Bennett made a terrible pass. This time he anticipated and got his own steal. Look at this leap. Oh. Terrific freshman. He's going to go again.
Tried to reverse that time. Rooks got him, but also got the arm. First foul on Sean Rooks.
You know, it may be that Bennett needs a little blow. You know, he starts a game, goes 8 minutes, and then we don't hear much from him in the final 12 of the first half. He starts strong in the second half because he's had a little bit of a breather in the locker room. Now he comes back, he's ready to play again.
As a young player, and in fact, Bill Frieder was saying he wouldn't mind seeing Bennett get in a weight room, build up a little bit. That could be a well-taken point, Larry. Rooks will sit.
Disappointing night for him. One of the leading scorers for this Arizona club. Arizona State 1 for 5 in free throws, make that 1 for 6.
And you can see what he's done over the last 5 games. We talked about Khalid Reeves last year, just about this juncture. Really started to get into playing the game at this level. And you have the idea that Mario Bennett might be the same way.
Arizona State tried to press. Arizona had numbers and didn't take advantage of it.
Reeves this time almost lost the ball, recovered it, and put it in off the glass. Big-time play.
I spoke too soon.
Bennett at the other end. Reeves jump stop again. They're going to get Smith this time for the grab. And that's going to be before the shot. Third foul on Stephen Smith.
The one thing you like about Reeves and the way he plays is from that outside position, he's a decent shooter. Not a great shooter, but he's a decent shooter. but he can penetrate so quickly and get the ball inside. If you play with him, you've got to be alert because the ball could be coming your way. I really like the way he plays. Terrific, terrific player. Good instincts for the game. Grew up where you should have those instincts to play the game.
Absolutely. Not the same high school, actually, as Jamal Faulkner, but played at a different time. Stokes, a little hard off the glass, followed by Mills.
2 more offensive rebounds.
4 people on the boards, too, for the Wildcats.
Yeah, nobody there for the Sun Devils that time.
Nice pass from Neal to Collins.
You know what, Arthig is upset. Yeah, he got backdoor cut again, just like he did the first half, but he's looking at his help inside. Nobody's there. If you're going to overplay the guy out front, you've got to expect that backdoor cut, and nobody's coming to help.
Mills steps in and pulls up, and it won't go. And they'll get another second try. Stokes on the floor. I spoke too soon. The save, and here come the Devils. Here's Bennett again. Good night. The reverse. For Mario Bennett. And anytime you get a slam like that, of course, it brings the crowd back, and that will quiet them.
Reeves has stepped up. Oh! Pressure player. Boy, you like those kind of moves. Had the dribble penetration earlier to get a big easy basket inside, and that time stuck a 3 to really quiet this crowd.
Neal, the lob for Bennett, came down with it and was hammered as he went up by Stokes. Third foul on Ed Stokes.
Yeah, you talk about Neal. You look at his size, 6'6", about 235. Look at the nice lob pass inside to Bennett. Arizona's players standing around, no one making any attempt to get to the ball when it's down at his waist. They committed the foul when the ball went up.
I think you made a very good point, though, about Bennett perhaps getting a little bit tired. I think even right now he's a little bit tired. Player pulls on the bottoms of shorts. It always strikes me as a posture of a tired player.
Well, he doesn't have the type of frame that would lend itself to long, steady play. I mean, he's going to have that time.
Of course, nowadays, you pull on the bottom of your shorts and you can put your socks up in the same motion.
They come together. Of course, this team, Arizona State, they don't have any socks. I mean,
that's right.
It's just pants.
That's right. I forgot. That's the fashion statement now. The pants on the hips and the socks down at shoe top level. Ronaldson will come in for Bennett. Bennett leaves with 20 points. He's been playing that way for the last month.
That's a good move by Bill Frieder. That's an excellent coaching move right there. Get him out and get him a little breather, a couple of minutes. Maybe into our commercial timeout, get him an extra minute and a half.
Reeves threw up an off-balance shot and drew the foul on Dwayne Fontana.
Now, Barry, again, there's Khalid Reeves taking it again to the basket. He's going inside, making things happen. Nobody else on this Arizona team is doing anything. He's the guy stepping up, making things happen. I like that in a player.
Well, conceivably on the floor right now, Larry, for Arizona, you've got 4 players potentially who could play at the next level. Stokes, Brooks, Mills, and Reeves.
I go along with that. Yeah, I agree.
That's interesting so far as Lute Olson's concerned is that's one every year. The possible, with the exception of Stokes, but Rooks comes out this year. Mills has another year.
Yeah, they've only got 2 seniors on this club.
And Reeves has 2 more years. Lute plans it that way. He wants to have a couple of seniors, a couple of juniors. Here comes Stoudemire now. Reeves on the wing. Give it to Reeves, and Reeves couldn't hang on. Nice play by Collins.
Boy, is that great defensive work or what? I mean, his hands were right in the midst of that ball. There's another one by Collins.
And Rooks finally puts it in off the glass. And that's a lucky basket.
I tell you, Collins is like a spider out there. He's got so many hands, he's got them everywhere. Oh, good defense. Look at Stoudemire all over Collins.
And Stoudemire wants a foul on Collins, too. Collins pushed him off. And I think he's got a pretty good case, to tell you the truth. We got a timeout with 11:29 remaining in this one. It's still there to be had. Arizona State leads it by 3, 48-45. Back to Tempe after this.
There are no simple decisions. My life needs a wake-up call. I hate that drive every morning. The 1992 Eldorado by Cadillac. It could change the way you think about American automobiles.
Salary, $31,000. That is your present salary. Have you ever declared bankruptcy, Mr. Hyde? Bill?
Hempel. Hempel. I want to fix up my bathroom.
Bathroom? I thought it was Carlo.
Mr. Hempel.
I thought it was Hazer.
Hazer. It is Hazer. I'm Hempel.
It is a Carlo. And you want to have your bathroom fixed, too?
He wants to have his bathroom fixed, Mr. Hempel.
Avoid the confusion. Finance your new car with GMAC right at your GM dealership. Nobody knows more about auto financing and leasing.
So you claim you were getting your oil changed at your GM dealership. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And how long did this take?
An hour, hour and a half.
Really? And isn't it true that the GM dealership in question is a Mr. Goodwrench Quick Lube Plus dealer? And isn't it also true that they guarantee a complete GM oil change, lube, and 10-point maintenance check in 29 minutes, or the next one is free?
Your GM dealer is serious about putting service back in the service department, so try Mr. Goodwrench Quick Lube Plus for a change.
Great finish, Memphis State and St. Louis in overtime. We'll pick it up tied, 7 seconds to go. Here's Dave Woloshin with the call.
7. It's Madlock. Yes! The senior does it, and the game is over, and Memphis State wins it in overtime, 75-73. Holy mackerel, what a finish.
Tony Madlock is the hero. A big win for a bubble team. Back to Tempe.
All right, thanks. So you and I were in Memphis last week, and they say that Matlock really is the glue on that Memphis State team.
He's a terrific senior guard, good leadership. Well, how about those two young players, that freshman and sophomore, Vaughn and Anthony Hardaway?
Outstanding.
Okay, Arizona back man-to-man again. Good screen that time, and Rooks got through it. Arizona State last his half-court game. They love to run that shot clock.
Mario Bennett back in the game. Faulkner put up a brick. And Reeves runs it down.
Johnson's hurt his ankle over there in the corner.
Yeah, he is really hurting. Deron Johnson. And now
he's going to blow the whistle. He's not going to count it. He's going to blow it off. Stoudemire had a wide-open layup, and he blew it off.
And my understanding of the rule is that you have to wait till there's a lull in the action.
Stoudemire didn't see any lull. He was going to take it straight to the basket. He was on his way to the basket to lay it up.
And Deron Johnson will sit, pointing to his right leg.
Well, that's all they need is to have another player go down. They've only got 9 right now.
Stoudemire, pump fake, pull up, in and out. Rebound off Smith to Bennett.
That's a shot Faulkner would have taken earlier in the season. Reluctant now because he's not confident in his shot.
Faulkner 1 of 6. There he is again, with a man in his face off the right side.
Bennett lost it, got it back.
Boy's got nice hands. Oh. Smith for 3, no. And Rooks rips the rebound.
Ooh, I mean, really ripped it.
Stoudemire tried to go coast to coast. Going to get a reach in on Collins. That may be a payback foul.
Could well be. We got a good view on that earlier one. I'll tell you what, I would not want to make a living trying to keep up with Stoudemire going 94 feet. I think that would be a tough job.
Nice player. It was interesting for Arizona because they were hot in the recruiting chase with Corey Alexander, who wound up at Virginia, too. And they kind of had Stoudemire almost on the back burner. And they told Stoudemire, no matter what, as long as you qualify, you got a scholarship. Well, Alexander went to Virginia and is having a nice season. He came off a big game the other night. But I'll tell you what, right now, Lute Olson wouldn't take anybody else. Going to get Ronaldson. That's his fourth.
You know, if there's one guy on the outside that can carry Arizona, it's Reeves. But it's got to be Rooks on the inside. They're getting the ball down inside to him, and he looks like he's beginning to turn it around a little bit. He's had a frustrating night. He's not been able to make a lot of those shots he's been able to make all year long. And I know it's gotten to him, but he looks like he's getting a little bit more of his confidence back. This guy's got to keep going to him. I mean, you've got to keep going to the big guy.
He's an offensive player. A very good offensive player. In fact, he's improved his defense a lot this year, too. Lou Olson last year was saying he's got one center between Stokes and Rooks. Stokes very good on the defensive end, Rooks very good on the offensive end, but now he feels that Rooks really has become the whole package.
Well, you got two bookends in there right now. I mean, you can play Rooks and Stokes both low on that post in there. The only thing it does, it really hurts you a little bit defensively because you can't keep up with the quick guys on the wings.
1 out of 2, and it's a 2-point game. 4 out of 7 at the free throw line now for Arizona, so neither team really lighting it up at the line.
Stoudemire doing a terrific job defensively on Collins.
That's on the overplayed Bennett.
Rooks with a good defensive play.
Tried to get it ahead to Stoudemire. Collins stepped in front again. 3-on-2 now. Opportunity by Smith. I think Reeves got a hand on it. And now a 3-on-2 this way. Stoudemire all the way to the basket.
Sam Fleury.
And we're tied at 48.
That's called finishing your play. You've got to be able to finish it. Tell you what, I know a bunch of basketball players in the state of Arizona are going to sleep real well tonight.
Yeah, it's been a very physical game, too, not to mention up and down. Collins banks it off the glass and in, and you can count it, and he'll go to the line.
Watch Lynn Collins make this baseline move on Stoudemire right here. How he got that shot off, I don't know how.
That's a little Chicago move there, isn't it?
Yeah. Perfected by the Bears. Many years. Oh, not that long ago.
Collins can't get the free throw, and the loose ball is picked up underneath by Bennett. Couldn't quite get it to go. Faulkner followed it, but I think that's going to be interference.
I think that ball was touched. No basket.
Bill Frieder is incensed.
That was a good call.
Bob Garibaldi will go over and explain the call. Look again.
Now watch the ball to get tipped. See right there. It was tipped. Just barely tipped. Oh, Bennett with a nice move down underneath, wasn't it? He retrieved that Collins miss and got inside. I like the way Bob Garibaldi is very diplomatic about the way he approaches the coaches. And then after they still don't like it, he just stands over them and says, "You will do what I tell you."
Yeah,
and that's it.
And he has a very long fuse. I'll tell you, I rarely have seen Bob, and I can't tell you how many games of his that I've done. I've rarely ever seen him give a tee that wasn't deserved.
Known his brother Dick for a long time. Good guy.
Nice player in his day, too.
Yes, sir.
Does that date me?
Yes.
Bob Garibaldi was, you know, he was one of the first bonus babies in baseball. Played for the San Francisco Giants for a huge bonus, which I think was $12,000.
Arizona State back with the ball. Neal got it.
His first 2 of the second half.
Every time Arizona makes a run, Arizona State does a couple of things to extend that lead. That was a big grab of a missed free throw.
Reeves really used that jump stop nicely. That time somebody got a hand on the shot again. It might have been Bennett. Neal in traffic. Bennett flying to the basket.
Boy, it is really physical out there. I want to tell you, there are a lot of bodies getting pounded.
Bodies everywhere. That was like a pinball machine. Bennett's got 23 and the crowd back in it. And they lead it by 7. Mills the other way. Too hard off the glass.
Can he make it?
Faulkner got it. That's 2. He had his foot on the line. 2-point shot. Lute Olson wants a timeout. A well-advised timeout. Arizona State has gone in front by 9. It's 57-48, 7:49 remaining to be played in the ball game. And Arizona right now is going to have to dig down and find something that hasn't been there tonight.
Does this sound familiar? When your family is gathered at home, is she searching for a sweater because the room is too cool?
Is he uncomfortable because the room is too warm?
Does someone need to cover up to keep the draft away?
And Rover, well, does he pace all through the house looking for a comfortable spot?
Many older homes have pockets of cool, drafty spaces because of old, worn windows.
New Light Window Company will replace those drafty old windows and restore the comfort in your home.
Manufactured in Savannah, Georgia, New Light custom-made windows are constructed of state-of-the-art glass and vinyl and are built to cut energy loss while providing eye appeal. New Light windows are easy to clean, increases your home's value, and result in a substantial reduction in your fuel bills.
By dealing direct with the manufacturer and eliminating the middleman, New Light can make, install, and finance your windows with payments as low as $69 a month.
Act now for your free no-obligation estimate. Call today for your free estimate and receive this free 1-quart thermos to keep your beverages warm or cool.
Why don't you want to be comfortable and start saving money today? Call New Light Window Company for the comfort in your life right now.
Well, not really, but it is more fun. NFL legends pair up with pool's best at the NFL Super Bowl Billiards Championship, Friday through Sunday on ESPN. End zone celebrations allowed.
ESPN brings you a new way to look at sports when you can't get to your TV. The ESPN Radio Network. Watch for us this weekend on the radio.
So Larry, Arizona State now with its biggest lead of the night, and time's starting to be a factor for Arizona.
Watch this move by Faulkner inside with a good pass. Now watch the follow-up right here on the inside by Super Mario, brother. I want to tell you, he got it up and got it down. Go back again on the corner and watch Faulkner, who delivered that pass, kick in and make the baseline jumper, and they went on a 9-0 run after Arizona had tied them.
Full court pressure now by the Devils. Kind of one and done full court pressure.
Arizona State still in that man-to-man defense. They haven't changed at all. They've been in that defense all night. Steal. Collins
to the basket. 11-0 over the last about 2 minutes. Taya Collins is pumped up.
He has been this entire basketball game. Look at that defensive work.
And they're going to get Collins. He's just barking at everybody, Collins.
I'm not sure that was a foul. Did he slap the ball out of bounds? They're giving Arizona the ball back.
Well, maybe he did.
He was standing pretty close to the sideline. I think that's what it was. He slapped the ball out of bounds.
Foul away from the ball on Neal. Very physical in there. Rooks and Smith pushing each other around.
Yeah, it's getting a little heated out there now. Come on, guys. You had a great, clean game. Just keep playing.
And to the officials' credit, they have let them play so far. You might have an idea they could take a little tighter rein right now, though.
Yeah, here's Neal right now. He almost took Rooks down. Neal was the one who went down, but he had a hold of Rooks. Had a frustrating night.
4 of 8 at the free throw line, 12 points. And that breaks a string of 11 in a row by Arizona State.
Smith and Rooks are having a few words.
Yeah, they were pushing each other just a couple of minutes ago, just on that last sequence. And Rooks gets them both. Back to a 9-point game.
Now Oppie's going to pick Collins up full court. Arizona's been doing this most of the night. If it's not Collins, they'll be Smith, and Oppie's going to get tagged.
Foul is on number 12, Matt Oppie. His first 16 foul.
Still not a shooting situation. That's the 16th foul.
I think it's very important now for Arizona State to maintain that intensity. Don't go into that zone where you get in that funk where you just lose your concentration. You've got to maintain it right now. You've got a chance to knock off one of the top-rated clubs in the country. and a big rival who has beaten you 11 straight times.
And beat you the last time by 37. And this was a team that, by its own admission, quit in the latter part of the game at Arizona. Bennett got down low, missed the slam, but drew the foul from behind. Now are they going to give him the basket? I don't believe so.
Barry, what's Bennett move to get open right here? Look at the screen. See that screen right there? Faulkner set the screen for Bennett to get him loose inside, and Mills was late getting there. That was a terrific screen to free him inside. You know, oftentimes when our fans are watching, they see the culmination of the play, the basket, the jam. But what caused that guy to get open? That's the reason he got so open inside, was because Faulkner set the good screen.
Fontana comes in, and Collins will sit. Collins sits with 15 points, and he's been a huge factor in this game. Not only on the offensive end, maybe even more so on the defensive end.
Yeah, I would say I would compliment his defensive work tonight more so than his offensive work.
Bennett getting very close to his career high of 26, and that was just a couple of weeks ago at Stanford. He's got 24. They get 25.
Starting to gather a few more votes, too.
Yeah, I think so.
The freshman of the year.
Rooks got in the lane and had to pull it up, had to double clutch it and shot it on the way down.
Gotta watch the 5-second call. Othick wanted it. He was counting.
They get into that half-court game again.
Arizona's going to have to turn the defense up a notch or two because they're going to have to come out and get some turnovers off of this club. Arizona State's handling the ball very well so far. Arizona forces 14 turnovers a game. They can do that.
So far in this game, they have 10. 14 through 10. Bennett tried a little scoop, but wouldn't go, and Fontana is tied up. And the arrow points to the Wildcats.
Good defensive time by Arizona. They're almost going to have to get that type of defensive performance every trip because Arizona State's going to put that thing in the locker. I'm going to tell you. They're going to use that clock. And it makes every offensive possession even more crucial for Arizona.
Fontana let Reeves go. Rejected that time by Bennett again. Is he having a game?
Awesome. Totally awesome. I got that from Wayne's World.
That's what they say out
Watch
here.
it again. Look at this great block. Oh, that was a terrific move. You know what? He's done everything for this club.
He really has. Othick goes for the three. Was hit as he shot it, and he's going to go to the line for three. That was very close to a four-point play.
They're going to give him two. They said his foot was on the line.
Bob Sidoff right on it, said your foot's on the line, so he's only getting two.
Well, that was really close. Watch Othick work the perimeter right here.
Ooh,
hey,
no, I don't
he
think
was
so.
beyond the line.
I don't think so.
Oh, that was beyond. That's three free throws.
Not seen that way, however.
I thought when he went up, it was three.
I did too.
Now, I was going to say there's a possibility he could have fouled him after the shot.
Yeah, and he did come down over the line.
Now, if he fouled him after the shot, then you don't count it. I don't know. That was close.
Arizona now 9 of 19 at the free throw line. Very uncharacteristic, and Othick has a hat trick. He's 0 for 3. Ten-point game, 5:10 left. The clock, the ally of the Sun Devils. Because like you said, they'll get you in this half-court game, which really is their game. It's not out of character for them to play this. And Othick fouls Collins going to the line.
Well, the thing you got to think about now, if you're Arizona, you're thin in manpower anyway. You don't have a lot of bodies you can put out there, but they've got to go after Arizona State and commit some fouls. Arizona State is not a very good free throw shooting team, particularly Lynn Collins, who's at 59%. Collins is milking this for all it's worth. Give that guy some airtime.
He's gotten it tonight. Collins only been at the free throw line one time and missed it. He misses that one.
Good move by Arizona.
Yeah, you have an idea they're going to go after Collins all the time now. Would have counted, but you're going to get Collins for the foul before the shot. Fourth foul on Collins.
That's a 10th team foul, so they'll be shooting 2 free throws now from this point on. 4:52.
Arizona tonight hasn't shot it very well at the line either. Less than 50%. And also, Lute Olson, if he looks to his bench, is fairly lean. Deron Johnson, remember, went out. And I don't know if he's able to return or not.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the bench right now, and there are 13 guys in suits and ties.
That's right.
And 4 players.
I don't think those guys in suits and ties are going to be out there, are they?
No, look, here they are. Here's the Arizona bench. Look at this. But we're not talking about the academic bowl here. This is a basketball game. Everybody's in suits and ties on an Arizona bench. They got 4 players.
And Reeves 1 out of 2, so the problems with the free throw line continue for the Wildcats. 11 of 22 at the line.
Yeah, here comes that press now. Lute Olson has to pull out all stops.
Ossick got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds.
You're right about him. He is really good. He's quick, got great hands, hard-nosed kid.
Nice play. That's put a lot of time in the weight room, too.
Patient offense, very patient.
Now Smith caught Arizona's switch for a moment.
Start getting some thought about an offensive play here. Now you gotta get a shot up.
Faulkner hard off the glass, knocked out of bounds by. They got it back into Bennett for the basket. I thought Faulkner was out of bounds, and Bennett puts it in for his 27th point, a career high, and the Devils lead it now by 11.
Faulkner with a knee on Mills. Barry, take a look at this excellent play on the other end. I think the Arizona team was thinking like you were thinking. They thought he was going to go out of bounds and lose the basketball. Look at that terrific save by Jamal Faulkner.
That's a great play.
Tell you what, he may not have scored a lot of points tonight, but he's done a lot of other things that's really helped this Sun Devil club.
Yeah, he really has, and obviously he hasn't gotten down on himself. And that play was as good as any. So Mills will go to the line. All 2 shots, remember.
That one almost came out.
It's Mills' first make after missing his first 2.
Been able to contain that man pretty well, Arizona State has tonight. He's not been explosive, as he's very capable of doing on any given night.
Gets them both. It's a 9-point game. 3:49 remaining in this one, and Arizona State continues to cling to a lead of 9. 63-54, Sun Devil.
It was a dumb argument. It all started when she said she went to the GM dealership for an oil change. How long did it take, I asked. Less than 29 minutes, she said. Well, what, did they do anything else or just change the oil? She said they checked the fluids and everything. In less than 29 minutes, guaranteed. She said, no way, I said. Then she said, why don't you ever believe me? That's when I knew I was in trouble. Thanks.
Your GM dealer's serious about putting service back in the service department. So try Mr. Goodwrench Quick Lube Plus for a change.
This schedule is a nightmare.
driving isn't fun anymore.
The 1992 Eldorado by Cadillac. It could change the way you think about American automobiles.
For a clean, fresh taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, Bud Light delivers.
Capacity crowd here in Tempe, Arizona tonight, and they are getting a treat from the home team. Arizona State leads it by 9. It's 63-54 with 3:49 remaining in this ball game. And Arizona really hasn't shown any indication that they can make the kind of run that it'll take.
But this is what's going to get them back in the game, this pressure. They've got to get turnovers off of this press.
Opic got a hand on it again, knocked it out of bounds. And they're going to say it went off of Stephen Smith.
You know what? He didn't argue either.
Well, that's the kind of thing you were talking about.
They need those turnovers. It's the only way that Arizona's going to get back in this basketball game. What Arizona State needs to do now on defense is make sure they just play good, hard-nosed defense. Don't foul. Play them straight up. Their defense has been terrific tonight. It really has been very good.
Particularly down low. They have done a great job down here. And again, Bennett did get Rooks, but he also got Rooks' arm. And Rooks pushes Bennett on the way to the free throw line. And Bennett woofing at Rooks.
Well, this is the one thing Arizona State doesn't want, is to have Arizona making points when the shot clock, or when the clock is stopped. Well, Bennett's really mouthy, huh?
Yeah, he is.
He's really letting it go.
They got a few mouths on this team. Yeah. Collins has been doing a little woofing, too. Stephen Smith and Rooks have had at one another.
Lute Olson right now wondering what he's going to do this final 3:41.
And Rooks talked that one down. He's 7 of 11 at the free throw line. Very quietly, he has 15 points and 9 rebounds in this game. And again, I'm sure he'd be the first one to say it's an off game.
Well, you know, he had an opportunity to get 30. I mean, he's had so many opportunities inside for that ball to go in and just wouldn't roll down for him. Here comes that pressure again by Arizona.
It's a 7-point game.
A clear out. What you got to do is clear out. Now they're going to use Neal as a screen.
Stoudemire going to stay right on top of Collins. Now he loses him, and they got to switch. Mills picks him up. They trap Collins.
Oh, he got a foul before the timeout. I think Collins was trying to call a timeout. He got Stoudemire on a foul.
They'll put Collins at the line.
Well, is that a break for Arizona State? They don't burn one of their timeouts. They're going to send Collins to the line.
That's the 9th foul now, so this is the last time that it'll be a 1-and-1. Collins still can't get one.
Our free throw's going to decide this one. Reeves with a great move.
What a terrific move. Crossover in the lane, put it up with the right hand. And this is now a 2-possession game.
And a lot of time.
Fontana ahead of everybody, but Rooks is back on defense, rejected the shot. Bennett gets it back, and I think they're going to get Reeves reaching in.
Barry, I think what we're going to get in this basketball game is a free throw-a-thon. These guys are going to have to go to the line and make these free throws. And the club that makes them is going to win this game.
And if you go by history, Arizona shoots them better than Arizona State does. So Mario Bennett will go to the free throw line now. And Bennett just about 61% at the free throw line. 6 of 9 tonight. And 28 points. One out of 2 for Bennett. And it's still a 2-possession game. Mills is back. Beat everybody. Boy, Arizona State really went to sleep on defense right there. You know, it might be a good time for Bill Frieder to get a timeout and talk about a few things. Here's Bennett with Rooks in his path. Missed a shot. Rebound comes to Stoudemire. 4-on-3 for the Wildcats. Stoudemire got in the air, couldn't do anything with it. Got himself up in the air and had to do something with the ball. 3-on-1 the other way now. Fontana underneath. He's hammered. That's a good foul, actually, by Rooks. And Rooks and Fontana now whooping at one another.
No, you know what happened? I just think Fontana was going over to help Rooks up. I really do. I think that's all he was doing. He just reached over, at least smiling. I think he was just going to go over and reach down and pick him up. He's just good foul. I'll go to the line and try to make my free throws. Here's a good pump fake right here. He got Rooks up in the air. See, he goes down. Oh, he says something. No, he's just going to help him up. That's all he was doing. He's going over to help him up.
Well, they made up. They shook hands. Everything's all right. Dwayne Fontana at the free throw line now, and Fontana shoots it at 62%. UCLA, boy, walking all over Stanford. That was a game I thought Stanford might play him a little closer. Washington State coming from behind. And Fontana rolls the second one in. And it's back to a 6-point game, 2:33 remaining.
Back to the inside.
They made a little lane for Reeves, and he missed the shot. Arizona's had 2 opportunities the last 2 times down, and has come up empty. Steven Smith with a shot that Bill Frieder would really love to have back. 3-on-2 here. Kick out for Stoudemire for 3, too hard. And Othick gets a long rebound. He backs out. He tries a 3. It won't go. And Bennett clears his 10th rebound. And a foul called on Rooks.
Well, I'm not sure why the three-point launching started as early as it did, because we still got 1:59 left to play. But the urgency, I think, of both clubs trying to catch up, and the other to extend the lead. Three-point shooting is not the way to do it right now, particularly for Arizona State.
Bill Frieder will talk to Lynn Collins. Collins was leading cheers a moment ago. He's done it all tonight. So Bennett with 28 points, 10 rebounds, 7 of 11 at the free throw line. An 8-point game again. Every time Arizona started to nip at the heels of the Sun Devils, they have found another gear. Give a lot of credit to Arizona State.
Look at Reeves' move. Great move.
Got the foul on Neal.
He's such an impressive player. I mean, he just makes up his mind. He's going to take the ball in there, and he's going to find some way to either get the basket or find somebody to drop it off to. I think in the second half, he's the guy that Arizona has really looked to carry the offense. Chris Mills has not had a very productive night, so they've had to depend on Reeves really to carry the load out there.
Look at Lute Olson. He's running out of magic here. And Reeves can't get the free throw.
82% for the year.
9 of his 15 points coming in the second half, just to further what you'd say. And Reeves misses them both, but underneath for the follow is Mills. Big-time follow.
That sure was. That was a big basket. Chris Mills stepping up.
And we're going to time out. That's a good timeout. Neal's having a little bit of trouble finding somebody. Another look at Lute Olson. That's interesting. Every time I look at Lute Olson, I read someplace in one of the newspapers, they said none of the Democratic candidates running for president or running in the New Hampshire primary looked like a presidential candidate. That might be a problem. Well, I got somebody who does. Lute Olson. 1:37 left, 6-point game. And we'll be back.
No automobile has ever won every leading automotive magazine award. The Cadillac Seville STS. Motor Trend.
Then you can enjoy your vacation.
Well, as soon as we jump off the track, we're going to take you to Sports Center. They'll tell you all about that game between Duke and Maryland. What a game it was. Miracle on Ice number 2 could be Mike Tyson. More problems for Mike. That's hard to believe, but more problems for Mike Tyson. You'll hear all about it on Sports Center right after the game here in Tempe. And this has been quite a moment so far for Arizona State. And Arizona just has not shot the ball very well, and it is not attributable, I don't believe, just to the fact that they've had a cold night. You just have to credit what Arizona State has done on defense. There's the trap, and Reeves stepped in front for Othick. 4-on-2. This is Stoudemire underneath to Mills. And now it is a 4-point game. Fontana looks it his way. Bennett the cutter, count the basket. Finish it with a flourish.
Well, the first time Arizona State did not handle it well, and Mills got a basket. This time, Collins got the ball up the floor. Now watch Fontana with a great pass. Right there, and Bennett took it strong. That's the way you run it. Get your spacing, get your passing, and get it to the open man for the cut.
Let's take a look at the line for Mario Bennett, freshman.
32 points, 11 of 15, 9 of 13 free throws, 11 rebounds, 5 blocks. What else?
Not bad. Missed the free throw. How about that? Should we criticize him?
No.
Mills for 3. It's short. Rooks gets it back underneath, and it's picked clean, and it'll be out of bounds to Arizona State. And somehow tonight that seems like the appropriate finish.
How about that for the season? 51%, and tonight they're at 36%, their lowest production of the year.
41% their previous low against Arkansas. Mills fouls Bennett with 1 minute and 4 seconds left.
It's just a matter now of walking to the line, making your free throws, and you walk away with a win, with a big upset.
Arizona just 23 of 65.
I know you've seen them a lot this year. You like the way they play. They've just had an off night tonight.
Yeah, I really have. In fact, people have been asking me who are my Final Four teams, and frankly, I had them in there. I think they're a team that matches up well with anybody. And tonight, they have really been handled by this Arizona State team.
And good defensive work by the Sun Devils, but also the work of that man at the free throw line.
And conversely, Arizona State is a team that I have seen them a couple of times when they have been in utter chaos. They just were a team with no direction at all. And to Bill Frieder's credit, he's gotten this team together, and they are playing some solid basketball. And Mario Bennett now with 34 points, 21 of them in the second half. Othick for 3, won't go. Rooks gets it back. Rejected by Bennett. And a foul on Smith. 6 blocks by Bennett. What a game he has had.
Go back and take a look at that 6th block as Othick throws one up from the outside. Rooks got another offensive rebound. I don't know how many offensive rebounds he's got tonight. He's got a ton. And Bennett with the block.
And Rooks knocks it down, but it could be a case of too little, too late. Arizona Wildcat cheerleaders with little to cheer about right now. And that's a rarity for them.
There's a disappointed look on her face, wasn't it? There's tomorrow.
1 out of 2 for Rooks. And now we're going to get a foul on Mills, and Collins will go to the free throw line with 49 seconds left.
Foul is on number 42, Chris Mills. His 5th.
5th personal foul on Chris Mills.
The Sun Devils crowd will explode when this game's over with.
Well, it's interesting, too. We talked about the fact that Chris Mills maybe wasn't having the best game of his career, and yet you look at his numbers and you say not bad.
17 points, 10 rebounds.
A reminder once more, Sports Center follows up. A lot of news from the world of sports. Of course, we'll catch you up to date on everything that happened in Albertville today. Great game in the ACC, Duke and Maryland. Chris Mills leaves.
You know what? He got a lot of those points in the last 3 or 4 minutes. He really stepped up, gave Reeves a lot of support.
Collins knocks down the free throw. Showboats it a little bit more. Almost tired of that act. Almost tired of it. But it's been a long time coming for Arizona State. Reeves throws up a three and nails it.
Oh, what a shot.
So it is 74-68 with 38 seconds left. Stranger things have happened. Let's take you back right now to the studio and Chris Fowler. Chris?
All right, Barry, it's been a night of great finishes in college basketball, and UTEP, a team that has been struggling lately, just 2-4 in the last 6, has to go to overtime at home against Wyoming. They now have a 6-point lead to the Miners with 22 seconds to go. All the highlights of a great night in college hoops coming up on SportsCenter with Dan Patrick and Bob Lee. Back now to Tempe.
All right, thanks, Chris. 74-68 ball game here with just 38 seconds left. And you said it would be a free throw shooting contest. Interestingly enough, Arizona State, which is not a good free throw shooting team, has made them when they've really needed to.
Well, they've had the guys step up there and just make them because they're getting ready to put away a big W if they can finish off right here in the last 38 seconds with a few more free throws.
And it would be a huge W because we mentioned at the beginning of the program, Bill Frieder feels that if they can win 5 of their last 8, they have a very legitimate chance to get in to the big dance. And a win like this, of course, against the 5th-ranked team in the country on national television, it wouldn't height, as my mother would say.
They got a big game against Louisville this weekend, too. If they can pick up that win against Louisville, a club that traditionally goes to the NCAA and has a strong reputation for being in the tournament. I think it's back-to-back wins like that, and again, as you say, win 5 of their last 8, perhaps 6 of their last 8. I think they're a lot to get in. What do you think about the Pac-10? How many do you think they're going to get in?
Well, actually, I really think they're going to get 4, and they could, if things really go poorly, they could get as few as 3 teams. I think 5 could be wishful thinking for the Pac-10, to tell you the truth. But it is a much better conference, particularly at the top end, than it has been in the past several years. Have to go get him here. And they do get Collins. Reeves knocks Collins into Lute Olson.
Foul is on number 3, Khalid Reeves, his second.
Collins, of course, is the guy that they want to put at the free throw line. Stephen Smith is the guy they don't, needless to say.
You got 4 guys in there. I mean, Bennett, Collins, of course. Bennett stepped up and made his tonight, too.
Collins 2 of 5, but remember he was 0 for 3. He's made him down the stretch. And he misses that one. And this does, if he misses this next free throw, it opens the door a crack for Arizona. But he gets it. Time of the essence here. And Reeves goes behind a screen, pulls up for the 3, can't get that one. And the follow won't go either by Brooks, and the save that time by Neal. And they're going to say he was on the line. So
he actually threw the ball back and it hit the back of the brace in the basket.
And Bill Frieder wants to use a timeout here with 22 seconds left. His team has a 7-point lead. And you can see Neal walking off the court rather slowly. He's been bothered by an ankle, and he might have re-injured it going out of bounds on that last sequence. Now let's take you back to the studio once more for an update from Chris Fowler. Chris?
All right, Barry, one update the Pac-10 here with Arizona on their way apparently to their 3rd conference loss. Check the USC score. The Trojans would jump past them into 2nd place. First place UCLA is clobbering Stanford 48-26. And Washington State in overtime with Oregon State. Of course, the Washington State, a team at 16-8, that's a bubble team for NCAA tournament consideration. That's a big game for their chances. Go back down to Tempe.
All right, thanks, Chris. Washington State, of course, is going to be hurt by the fact that they did play a cream puff schedule early in the season. And they have 2 or 3 of those wins are against non-Division I schools, so those won't count, of course.
Here's the ankle injury. I think maybe he incurred right there when he grabbed the basketball. Neal did and tried to throw it back in. Watch him underneath right here. Good attempted save. Up against the brace. Sat on the ball boy. Poor ball boy. He got crushed.
It's a big body to have sit on it. Each team still with a timeout remaining. And Bill Frieder doesn't want to leave anything to chance, so He will take this time out to talk to his team about what to do. Should Arizona, I'm sure what he's going to say is, what do you do if Arizona makes this basket?
They're almost in a position where they have to go for a three. Not much choice here. It's going to be Reeves.
They get it to Reeves, and Fontana's right in his face, and he got a piece of the ball. Nice defensive effort by Fontana. Arizona will have another chance with 18.8 seconds left.
Fontana even let the official scorer know that he got a piece of the ball. He was showing him.
They kick out for Rooks. Rooks can shoot the three.
It does. Ooh, big basket.
He was out there practicing them earlier tonight. And there's 14 seconds left in a 4-point game. And again, stranger things have happened.
Sean Rooks with an outside shot. How about that for a 7-footer? Walk outside, shoot it from the perimeter. You know what? He's played well in the second half.
And a nice touch on that shot. Next Thursday night, another terrific doubleheader. Florida State, North Carolina rematch, the game that saw Florida State beat Carolina at Carolina. And then we'll be in Los Angeles for UCLA and USC. UCLA, as Chris Fowler told you, just clobbering Stanford tonight. They played up at Stanford, incidentally, and Don McLean was sick. He managed to make the winning basket, but he was sick and had an un-Don McLean-like game. Obviously, tonight, he has taken things into his own hands against another very good player, Adam Keefe. So UCLA playing like the #2 team in the country.
A number of good individual players in this Pac-10. Keefe being one of them. I think he's right there. McLean awfully strong. Take a look at this Arizona club. Chris Mills. A number of quality players in this league.
Tracy Murray, of course, at UCLA also. A lot of high draft picks, I think, for the Pac-10 conference this year. Speculation that Rooks will be a #1 draft choice. Perhaps not at the very top of the #1s, but somewhere in there. 7-foot guy who can score. I think you got to take a look at him.
Yeah, I would say so. Something the NBA teams do covet. Big guys who can score.
Well, the crowd here is really pumped up, and they're pumped up with good reason. It's really nice to see this place be like this, because even when Arizona State had its great teams with the Lister, Scott, Lever teams, the crowd really did not support it. It was really a football school. But I'll tell you, since Bill Frieder has been here, they put bodies in seats, sell out tonight, and I think the crowd really has been a factor tonight for them.
Got to move to get open. Somebody's got to get open.
Almost 5 seconds, I'll tell you that. Fontana's going to be fouled. So Dwayne Fontana will go to the line with 12 seconds left.
Bill Frieder looks like he's been through a washing machine.
Yeah, I was going to say that towel has shrunk to washcloth size.
And there's the man who is dressed like a GQ, man.
I hate that. He never has a wrinkle. Oh, no. Here's a guy who's down 4 points with 12 seconds to play. And look at that. Cleats perfect. Knots perfect. And there's Bill Frieder. The antithesis to that. He's got that drip drape look.
But he's happy right now.
Fontana missed the second free throw. It's a 5-point game. Stoudemire for 3. Yeah. Clock keeps running. They don't have to inbound this. But they did in a foul with 2 seconds left.
Are we going to have another one of those finishes?
Well, I'll tell you, that might have been a little bit of a tactical mistake on the part of Arizona State. There was 5 seconds and change left.
All he's got to do is make the 2. Make the 2. Stephen Smith just looked at Bennett and says 2. Just make 2.
That's all you have to do.
Now they've got to be alert now. They've got to get back. Arizona could score and win this game. Now all they can do is tie.
Now this is the one that he needs to make.
This is it.
Frieder directing a little traffic. Bennett needs this one. No. They'll have a shot at it. Rooks throws it length of the court, throws it to the left. Upset. The #5 team in the country is defeated by Arizona State. And the crowd has gone berserk. '77 Arizona. Arizona State. 74 Arizona. Big-time win in Tempe. Let's go to SportsCenter right after this.